Welcome to another Sophisticated Saturday where together we're going to work through my to-do list and get stuff done around the house. Today, like most Saturdays, I have some laundry. I'm going to do a little bit of baking and cooking and some cleaning and picking up around the house while still trying to balance having a newborn and spending time with him and my husband. So we should probably get started, so let's go.
You only call me on the weekends when you're out and about, only chasing highs. You need me. He brings me flowers on a Tuesday. He gives me good love and something that I never thought existed. I know what I need.
I'm starting off by writing my to-do list on my glass dry erase board, and I'm doing something a little bit different. I like to do this when I have tasks that I need to get done and some that I would like to get done. So I'm using different bullet points for tasks that I have to get done today or really, really want to, and then ones that are more so optional so I can differentiate between the two as I'm going through the day if I do run out of time and need to prioritize. Once I'm done making my to-do list, I'm grabbing all of the ingredients that I need to make the sunshine bread that I'm planning on making today. I'm going to make a double batch, so I have some for the freezer, one for now, one for later. I love that motto. It builds up a nice freezer stash of goodies and treats like baked goods like I'm making today, or if you're doing a dinner recipe, you can always double it and then build your freezer stash of healthy homemade meals as well. I've set the oven to 325 degrees, and I'm starting by microwaving a third of a cup of coconut oil and getting that melted while I start to get my dry ingredients together. So I'm doing 1 3/4 cup white whole wheat flour into my large mixing bowl, quickly checking on that coconut oil and how it's doing, and then adding the rest of my dry ingredients. So I'm adding a 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, followed by 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, a teaspoon of ground ginger, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. With all of the dry ingredients together, then you can fold in some of the little mix-ins that go in this bread that make it really fun. So you're going to want to add in a 1/2 cup of golden raisins, a 1/4 cup of dry unsalted sunflower seeds, and then you need 2 cups of peeled and shredded carrots, which should be about 10 ounces or 4 medium carrots. I'm just going to shred some carrots in my food processor and then I will add them in. Now, you guys know I've been playing around a little bit with how I'm sharing recipes with you. I love that when I share recipes, you guys want to make them, and I've been trying to link recipes when possible in the description box, add ingredients and all of the instructions on the screen when I can. Unfortunately, this recipe, there is no link to it online, but again, I'm sharing the ingredients on the screen here as well as talking you through them. And today I want to mention and thank ShareACart for sponsoring this video. ShareACart is a free Chrome extension that allows you to share your online shopping list from hundreds of major retailers and small businesses with one link. So today I am going to share all of the different ingredients that you need to make this sunshine bread by using a ShareACart link, which honestly makes it a lot easier for me to share with you guys instead of having a bunch of individual links. But it also makes it easier for you if you want to make this recipe. You just have one link to click and you can fill up your cart with all of the ingredients that you need to make this sunshine bread. So next come the wet ingredients, and you're going to add in 2 large eggs. If you see that I'm adding more in than I'm saying I did, it's again because I doubled the recipe. But for a single recipe, it is 2 large eggs, followed by 1/2 cup of honey. And then you can add in that 1/3 cup of coconut oil that you've let and sit to cool for a while so it doesn't make scrambled eggs on you. Then you need 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract and the zest of 2 oranges. about 2 tablespoons, and a 1/4 cup of fresh squeezed orange juice.
I swear that I'm sober. Just listen, I miss you. And I know that I said all these things, but now when you're with her, I can see that you miss me. Would you stay till the morning light, or would you follow me, or would you let it be if I leave tonight? We could do this right, we'll find the remedy, or would you stay with me now till the morning light? Stay till the morning light.
So ShareCart is really great for me as a online creator to share links with you guys, but it's also great for my own personal use. And I'm hoping you might find it useful for your personal use as well. A lot of times I am shopping online and want to share something like with my mom, for example. I can easily do that instead of sending her a bunch of individual links. I just go online and create my shopping cart, and then I can share that with my mom. I still really like to get her opinions on different things, like when I'm furniture shopping or getting decor for the house or something. I still really like having her opinion, so that's a great way to do it. I could see it being really useful too for wish lists, for especially if you have kids, for the holiday time. Or another really creative way to use it is you could share a shopping cart with a friend and order together. So neither of you have to pay a shipping fee if there's like a minimum, or maybe there's a deal if you spend a certain amount of money. That would be a really great way to use it as well. So I really like that the possibilities are kind of endless, and there are so many different retailers you can use it with. And again, it's really simple with a free Chrome extension. So make sure to check the link in the description box below if you want to shop my grocery list and make this sunshine bread.
Yeah, he sets my body in motion. He knows how to turn things up. And he knows what gets me going. Yeah, like a little text saying, hey, what's up? They look at me, I'm in a bad situation. Look at him, he's got a bad reputation. They be looking at us, thinking we are too much. Look at me, I'm in a bad situation.
Then add the wet ingredients to your dry ingredients, give it a good mix, and you add in 1 8-ounce can of crushed pineapple. Make sure it's in 100% juice, and you just drain it first and add those crushed pineapples to your mixture.
Don't care what they say, too late anyway. Why do I need to be good all the time? Yeah, it gets when I'm in a bad mood. Then he knows how to make it alright. Yeah, I get that he got a history, but I don't wanna think about no other than us.
The bread will cook for about 30 minutes, and then you'll loosely tent it with some aluminum foil to keep the top from getting too brown, and bake it for another 35 to 45 minutes after that, or until you stick a knife or a toothpick in there and it comes out nice and clean. And I will show you a little bit later, but there's another way to check this bread because of the wet ingredients in here, like those carrots and the pineapple. The temperature and duration of how long it takes to cook can really vary. So you can also check the internal temperature of the bread, and it should be done when it gets to about 200 degrees.
Why do I need to be good all the time? Nah, nah, nah. No drama, no drama, yeah. Nah, nah, nah. No drama, yeah, yeah. Nah, nah, nah. No drama, yeah. Nah, nah, nah. No drama.
Bread is in the oven. Now I'm going to do a little quick cleanup of the kitchen. I still have another recipe I'm going to include in this video. I want to prep dinner for later, so I just need to do some dishes to get the countertops clean, so I have space to do that a little bit later.
But what about it? Why do I need to be good all the time? I'm wrapped around his finger, but he is mine. Don't care what they say, too late anyway. Why do I need to be good all the time? Nah, nah, nah. No drama, yeah. Nah, nah, nah. No drama, yeah, yeah.
I'm also saving the leftover pineapple juice. Maybe I'll stick that in like a smoothie or something. There might be some use I can come up with for it, as well as the extra shredded carrots that I have. Pulling out my food processor to grate carrots makes me think about how little I use my food processor and how much more often I should use it for things like grating carrots. So often I've grated them by hand, and I have an awesome food processor that we got for our wedding that grates and slices and does so many different things that this was a good reminder to myself of how awesome it actually is and the fact that I should be using it more. It's been about 30 minutes, so I am going to grab the bread out and tent it with that tin foil like I mentioned and stick it back in the oven for another 35 to 45 minutes or so. With the bread back in the oven, I am going to head up to Owen's room to fold some of his laundry. I've been sharing a little bit on Instagram as well as here how I tried changing up my diet a bit because of Owen's spitting up. We've been doing so much extra laundry. He has been plowing through burp cloths and outfits and stuff, so I'm washing his laundry at least twice a week right now. I'm looking forward to when he moves to the next size of clothing, just because he has more of it. And right now, oftentimes we're completely running out of clean outfits for him. And so that's the reason that I have to do the laundry so often, is because he has nothing else to wear. So I have to wash it. But the next size up, we have a lot more clothing. So it should be a bit easier. And also, hopefully at that point, his stomach will be a bit more mature and we'll be dealing with maybe a little bit less spit up. Fingers crossed. In this load, we did have some brand new outfits that are in a new size, so you'll see that I have to check the sizes, and I'm sorting and putting them in different piles based on size first and then folding, because I want to keep them separated in the drawer based on what size they are. If you watched my nursery organization video, I keep all of his current size in the top drawer and then progressively move from smallest to largest size as I move down the dresser drawer. For his laundry, it's super easy for me to just carry it straight from the laundry room because his room is not far from the laundry room at all, and just dump it on the floor, take a seat, fold it there, and then put it right in the dresser. Sometimes I will put him down in his crib for a nap, and I will sit there and fold laundry as he falls asleep, because at the beginning of him falling asleep, that's when he typically needs the most assistance to get into a deep sleep. Or if I just put him to sleep and walk away, he'll maybe cry a little bit and need a little bit of help. So it's a good way for me to get something done while I'm sitting there and waiting for him to fully get into a deep sleep.
Cross my heart, I never meant to hurt you, but now you're slipping through my fingers as the bad inside me lingers. Oh no, we're running out of space between good and bad, running out of words to apologize.
Back downstairs in the kitchen, I wanted to check on the sunshine bread. It has been a while, so I'm pretty sure it's done, but I did grab my thermometer to check that internal temperature like I was mentioning and make sure it gets to about 200 degrees. And both of them were just about there, so I decided to pull them out and let them cool. I love having fresh baked goods sitting out on our cake stand that I have. So I pulled that down, and I'm going to put most of it sitting in the cake stand, and then some of it, like I said, I'll freeze, especially since there's 2 loaves if we don't finish all of this, which we won't. I will stick whatever we don't finish in the freezer. And I just wanted to cut into it to show you all of the fun goodies that are filled in that bread.
It hurt. I think I have to let you go. Should be easy, but it's not.
The laundry continues with our light laundry. Now, we bring our laundry into the guest bedroom and typically fold it there. I like to sort into different piles, my laundry versus Jim's laundry, and then fold it there and carry it over kind of chunk by chunk.
What to do now? I want you.
You're stuck inside my head. Oh, I can't stop thinking about all the words you say.
I am starting to implement my new cleaning routine, so I now have specific days of the week that I do my laundry. Owen's laundry, like I mentioned, twice a week. I have a specific day I do our lights and things like that. But I do like to keep Saturdays as a bit of a catch-all for things that don't get done during the week. And so I can still have my sophisticated Saturdays with varied cleaning tasks. There are certain things I like to do on Saturdays now, but it ends up being a catch-up day because no week is perfect. And even though I have a new cleaning schedule and a new cleaning routine, it doesn't always go according to plan. So there's got to be some time for some catch-up. One room that is always a mess is our living room, mostly because it's babyland. And if you were wondering where Owen was during a lot of this video, yes, he was up and down from naps, but Jim was helping out too while I was getting some stuff cleaned up. And you can see he's helping little Owen with some tummy time while I clean the living room. And I wanted to pop down and join them and say hi and help encourage little Owen to keep going with the tummy time. He's still not loving it, but getting a lot better, and we want to make sure he gets as much practice as he can on his stomach during the day. And yeah, this entire time our bed was unmade and the bedroom was a complete disaster. I needed to strip the sheets and wash them, so I didn't worry about making the bed this morning. And I even stripped Owen's little bassinet sheets to give them a wash as well.
Even more than I did before. You had the last word when you walked out the door. You drive me crazy, I want you to stay here. Now I'm here alone. I hate this party and I don't know anyone. We get drunk and we fight, but I forgive you although you drive me crazy, I want you to stay here. You'll be the death of me still.
I'm telling you today, the laundry was endless. You'll see I had our darks that I actually was able to put in there. So I'm moving those over to the dryer and then getting started another load of cleaning rags in the wash while the darks dry.
Now we're back where it started. You say you're sorry, so we forget about it. Simple as that, but I don't know where my heart is. Still all that I want is you. Yeah, you.
It was time for Owen's nap, so with that laundry going, I wanted to put a fresh bassinet sheet here on his pack and play, so I was trying to do it one-handed, but realized I needed to bring that over to Jim to have him help change the sheet there and put it down, and then I'm gonna give Owen a couple nice rocks and help him go to sleep and put him down in the bassinet there before heading back upstairs. And now I'm going to vacuum all of the upstairs carpets. So basically every room in the upstairs, all of the bedrooms are carpets and all of our bedrooms are upstairs. So I wanted to do them all at once while I had the vacuum out, starting in Owen's room. He's not crawling or anything yet, so it's not super messy in there, but I do get a lot of new clothing for him since he's moving through outfits very quickly at this stage, and I really want to make sure I don't have any small parts of tags or anything like that because sometimes we will lay a blanket down on the floor there and do some tummy time right in his bedroom. Jim's office, I don't show a lot here on my channel. I like to give him some spaces that are just his, and his office, I let him do whatever the heck he wants to do in there, design it and organize it and decorate it the way he wants to. He used to have his desk in the middle of the room, which I actually hated because there were cords everywhere. And today, right before I vacuumed, he decided to push the desk against the wall, which I like a lot more because the cords are cleaned up more.
I'm trying to let you go, but I'm always losing control. Is that what you want me to do? Now I'm trying to let you go, but I'm always losing control. Is that
The last room I'm vacuuming is our bedroom. The other bedroom up here is our guest bedroom, and we haven't had anybody stay in there. We're not in there very often other than folding laundry, so I didn't choose to vacuum that room today.
even if you tried, you wouldn't understand it. Maybe something's missing inside of you.
Like I mentioned, I wanted to prep dinner. It was still pretty early in the day, but this is something I've always done just to get on top of it. I hate having late dinner. I end up getting really hungry in the late afternoons, and I try and avoid having an extra snack or adding in an extra meal. So having an early dinner usually takes care of that for me. And the only way to accomplish that is to prep your ingredients, prep as much as you can in advance. I did this when I was working a full-time job. When I would leave and go to the office every day, I would cut up vegetables, make sauces, make sides, whatever I could in advance, I would do it. And then when I got home from work, it would be a lot easier. I would need to just put something in the oven or toss it into a skillet on the stovetop, whatever it might be. Having those things prepped just saves time. In this recipe, I was basically able to prep the entire thing, and all I needed to do was stick it in the oven tonight. And this recipe was a miso lime salmon with couscous, broccolini, and peppers. It's a really healthy recipe. Wasn't Jim's favorite. I actually did really like it. and loved the fresh flavors and loved how simple it was. So the first thing I'm starting with is making that miso sauce that goes on top of the salmon. And it's just 2 tablespoons of sweet white miso, 2 tablespoons of lime juice, and you mix all of that up together.
Nothing left you thinking that maybe you're not different. Go on, blow up your ego. Your undying ego. Oh, look here he goes, stepping on toes with his humble and everlasting.
For the rest of the recipe, very simple. It's going to be bell peppers, preferably broccolini. I didn't have any, so I just used broccoli instead, but the recipe does call for broccolini. Slice all of those bell peppers up. You're going to cut your broccolini up if you want, or your broccoli, and it's going to be like a layered system in parchment paper. So there will be a layer of couscous, then some vegetables, and topped with your salmon, and then spread that miso lime topping on top of your salmon. Wrap it up in that parchment paper, and then you'll stick it in the oven.
Nice and humble kind, that will be a lie. Go on, blow up your ego. Your undying ego. Oh, look here he goes.
I'm going to keep listing out the ingredients for 2 servings. I did double it and make it for 4 so we could have it for lunch tomorrow as well. But for 2 servings, you'll just have about 1 cup of sliced bell peppers and a bunch of broccolini, which should be 5 ounces, on top of about 2 tablespoons of couscous on each parchment paper sheet. So you'll see I put the 2 tablespoons of couscous down, then the bell peppers, followed by sprinkling some broccoli. Drizzle it with olive oil, add some salt and fresh cracked pepper. You could add some garlic if you wanted to here. Get creative. Maybe paprika. I love adding in paprika to a lot of my different recipes. And then I use the pre-frozen salmon from Costco. It's easy because we always have it in the freezer. So I let that thaw out in the refrigerator, pop that on top of the vegetables, and now I'm adding that miso glaze.
Every day I got your back, yeah, you can count on me for that. So put your hand in mine, I will be there every day. When you're sick of the climb, I will make sure it's okay. I know you didn't ask for any of this, but we reach for the sky. That's with flying colors.
Then you make a cute little package by folding and tucking the parchment paper. Set it on a cookie sheet or in a Pyrex dish or something like that, and you're just going to bake it for about 15 minutes until the salmon is nice and flaky at 400 degrees. And I did repeat this whole thing again, like I said, 2 more times so I could have 2 more pieces of salmon for lunch tomorrow.
Gonna try to keep the pace, but someday we will find that the world has changed, but we stay true to each other. I will always be there for you whenever you need my help.
Then it was time to clean the kitchen a second time, put everything away, continue to fill the dishwasher, and then I wanted to head back upstairs for more laundry time, switch the darks out of the dryer, and move the cleaning rags to the dryer, and toss in our load of sheets.
So put your hand in mine, I will be there every day. When you're sick of the climb, I will make sure it's okay. I know you didn't ask for any of this, but we reach for the sky. That's with flying colors now.
Last big task of the day, I wanted to clean up the mudroom. I put my jacket away and also needed to tidy up the little desk that we have in the mudroom and give that a wipe down. that turns into a tiny bit of a dumping ground for us with little things that we maybe don't want to forget as we head out the door, items we need to return, what have you. It oftentimes ends up on that small table. So I wanted to tidy that up, clean it off, and then the last thing that I wanted to do was to mop those floors back there. We try not to wear shoes throughout our house, especially shoes that you wear outside. The wearing of shoes inside is really limited to mostly this area, which means since there's a lot of shoe wearing inside in the mudroom, it needs to be cleaned. And my wet vacuum does a great job in here. One of the reasons I really like using it in here is because you can use it both on tile, hardwood, and small area rug. So we have that little area rug right when you walk in through the garage door, and I can just run my wet mop vacuum right over it. You just change it from hardwood floor to carpet / area rug, and it switches back and forth really easily.
Thanks for hanging out with me for another Sophisticated Saturday. If you got a little bit of motivation and enjoyed, I would appreciate if you give me a thumbs up. That way I know you're still loving these Sophisticated Saturday videos, and I will keep them coming. Right now I have them going every other Saturday. So if that's a good pace, then I will keep it going as is. And until next time, I will see you guys later.